we're going to kick this off. We're going to start with there is no birthdays and no anniversaries. We're going to start off with some positive recognition. Straight into the pledge. So this was a message that come through that we haven't had any of this recognition for 5 years. So I had a customer call in today regarding SB75NN. Whoever was driving that truck down, let them know, which was actually used for Corrales.
Yep.
They actually wanted me to find the driver and let them know the manager how safely and perfectly they were manoeuvring a large truck in a small street with low trees. It's not bad, can drive. So
You said that in yourself.
oh yeah, that would come from your number actually.
What day was that?
It doesn't actually have a day, but thought as truck drivers themselves, the drivers had excellent skills and should be acknowledged. It says here, email to Dave, maybe owe Michael a coffee, because the first time in 5 years a positive driving inquiries come through. So, well done, mate.
$50 short of pocket that day, wasn't it? $50 short.
Was he driving?
Well, it's his truck, so sure as hell wasn't Aaron. And Will, so the push-up challenge. Will sent out an email last week with that, so well done. Will's down south actually, so well done to Will who entered the push-up challenge. His commitment to this was unmatched. Rain, hail and shine, Will hit his target. I'm sure some of you guys are on site seeing him do the push-ups. Will's done push-ups on sidewalks, in the rain, on the back of trucks, inside underground vans, and a bunch of other places. It was a great conversation starter with his workmates and other trades in the local community, even asking why he was doing them. Will did 3,200 push-ups in the last 24 days, which is one push-up for each life lost to suicide in 2020, most of them men. So you see Will, congratulate him, that's hard. I really struggle to get through that many push-ups. And Josh, onto the positive recognition. Albanese, oh there he is.
Yeah, just a little good news story. I just had a pole replacement out in Prospect. Usual process. Bruce went out to do some locates. Was a little bit unsure where some services were. It was a pretty busy little area. Bruce sort of requested that that truck be used, just due to not being able to locate some water mains and a few other things in pretty close proximity. And the water pipes were poly, so he couldn't get a pick up on where they actually went. So we marked the position where we thought would be best place to put the pole with what the MPO had requested. So Bruce had marked the pole where we thought everything should be missed. We requested the back truck, got approved. On the day the guys went out to site, started backing down directly where the peg had been marked. We came across two water pipe services, big 32mm ones as well. Obviously, yeah, if we'd used the auger on that, we would have gone straight through and would have been a service strike, would have been a mess, the job wouldn't have gone ahead. So just want to say good work to everyone involved on picking it up. Bruce, pushed for a back truck because he was unsure. The guys just not pulling in on the day and wrecking the services and making a mess, and obviously would have stopped the job from going ahead. So yeah, just highlights to everyone the fact that Bruce had put the mark there thinking, everyone thinks those water lines head straight out into the street. These actually came out from the properties, both dog-legged into a common trench, so there's no way we would have known that was the case. So it just highlights again, the back truck, we want to use a back truck if we're not sure, and I think we're getting one organised now, so it's going to be at our fingertips a lot easily than having to get a civil contractor in. So yeah, just good news story for everyone, and yeah, thanks to the boys involved.
Thanks, mate. We'll jump across to you now, Nick.
Yeah, so Stephen's had to start early, guys, so I'll just print this out for him. So the weekly summary, switching, just a reminder that when carrying out HV switching operations and when you are within reaching distance of the LV mains, then LV PPE must be worn, such as LV gloves and everything else to go along with it. If you're going to be working on LV underground cable in the trench, and part of the work is to cut those cables, then the secondary main earth will be required to cover the two cable ends you are now working on. The same logic applies to repairing an LV cable fault. Very similar situation to an LV brake arm situation, guys. And that's what we had from last week. 517 days. So,
Thanks, Nick.
good work, guys.
Good work. No switching alerts. We've got some incidents, near misses and hazards. So, first one was from the Plex. So, reported by Nick. Approximately 10 minutes before crews attended site, a report was made by traffic control to site that a tipper erratically drove through the worksite, damaging all temporary fencing installed on Military Road. The tipper travelled through all road closures, fencing, bunting and cones. Police were notified of the incident. The site was made safe for principal contractor and Enervant Traffic Control. There's not many suggestions on that other than really just lock your trucks up. I think I was talking to Nick, there's potential that that tipper was stolen, so we're going to be working in some less favourable areas coming up, so just make sure our trucks are locked up. We don't particularly want to see our tipper on Channel 7 smashing through job sites and stuff, and just be aware. The next one was reported by me, one of the many reasons why I'm generally banned from work sites. So, caught my key lanyard on a pole, keys fell into wet concrete and disappeared. So I lost my switching keys at the bottom of the pole. Not the number finest moment, but they're long gone. I had to put a nail on a report to get a new one. They're at the bottom of the footing of character lingo with you. Yeah, that's where I lost them. Yeah. So there's no real, I don't know, the suggestion I put in was not to wear them around your neck.
Does that become a switching pole?
And not let the TSWA out at job sites, I suppose, I don't know. But there's not much there we could really change other than just be aware of your keys, keep them in your pocket, keep them in the truck. So this one was reported last week, replacing a service pole. So on a roll to a job at 12 Glen Street, Farmer Lodge, the crew misidentified and replaced the service line to 14 Glen Street that was shared on the same pole and the boundary of both houses. Prior to the commencement of this work, a door knock was carried out with nobody home. The main switch and meter board switched off. So suggestion, crew was aware the address changed from the typo number 14 to Noti 12, so the crew leader on the day, the Noti had 14. I'll go into more depth, we'll actually add this a few more times. So the Noti said 14 Glen Street, the job was actually for 12. So they scratched out 14 and put 12. The crew went to Middle Beach, did some work and followed the kiosk back or click to 14 and just made a mistake. Just want to raise importance that we don't really get the photos on kiosks. We've had 2 now come through, so this is the 3rd, where the location has been wrong for these high-risk services. We've just got a lot. So just confirm the 6s and the crew leaders that we're changing the right services.
What I've been doing as well, not the other six, is I've been getting a GIS map of the actual house and highlighting the house that we should be going to, because
Yep.
I've noticed as well they're coming through with wrong addresses,
Yep.
no addresses. So if you ever get them from me, and I guess everyone else can start doing it as well,
Yep.
just look at the GIS map as well. So it'll have the cross with the ring around it, or it'll be highlighted orange. So there shouldn't be any confusion.
Yep. We won't get in trouble for this sort of stuff. I've gone back to SAP, and a majority of these high-risk services, the house adjacent is also a high-risk service. So when we replace one, they just seem to issue us the job for the other one. So it's not the end of the world, and the TSW6s and 8s are now notifying both, so we don't get a CNS breach. But just be aware, there's been 3 now that have misidentified location data on the Noti. This goes to 6s and crew leaders.
On that, guys, there's one very important bit of documentation you should be referencing before you take power off. Does anyone know what that is? CNS, yeah. So the crew leader might get the address wrong. The CNS might be different. The CNS is what's notified, so double check that before you take the power off to a service.
Moving forward, look, that we'll put both houses in just in case, just because we don't know some of the setups, whether we need to drop off both houses to safely get it, but exactly what Cam said, we don't want to drop off the wrong house. Suggestion, I'll just summarise that there, the suggestion, what we've done in emails. It's more of an organisational thing as well. The last one, reported by Sam, so excessive dust in the depot. With all the rain over the last few weeks, the back of the depot has become flooded and muddy. All the trucks drop their rubbish off at the end of the day, bringing the trucks back in, they're pulling mud in. So we had a chat to Equip, it's the biggest rocks we've ever seen out there now, but they do the job. He did clean up some of the store. I haven't had a chance to walk around. How is it out there now? Is it still pretty average? I'll have a look, and we can get it clean.
Can we look at getting that big vacuum so that there's something, because obviously it's not working, and then we've got guys going out there with the blower, blowing dust, and basically making that place.
Yeah, that blower's pulled
Yeah,
into
that's it.
Warwick's office now, so we won't
Yeah.
use that anymore. We'll just, Warwick. Does that need a service, that little?
You just gotta keep the filter,
Yep.
clean. There's a yellow handle on the back that knocks the loose dirt out of the filter.
Yep.
If you don't know how to use it properly, you shouldn't be using it anyway. That's generally what,
Yep.
causes excess dust. If you keep that filter clean,
Alright,
it usually keeps dust levels down.
no worries. Easy, cool. Some general depot, so Will and Ty commence their second year of their apprenticeship today, so congratulations to those guys. Well done, mate.
Come in, Tom. Come in, mate. IW tie. Second year apprentice. You can now wear this badge with pride on your helmet, mate.
Well done, mate. Something was raised by Sapin, so booking to Sapin numbers with the company change and incident numbers. I just want to remind everyone we can only book to Enderman created 6,000 numbers, 2,000 numbers. Our overhead 700, so the 200 numbers are generally for private customers. We've got one coming up, you guys will see it, and incident numbers. So don't book to any Sapin generated numbers; they do get flagged.
I think copied in with a 3,000 number a couple of times.
Yeah, that's
Can't use that?
nah, can't do it. Yeah, that's a Sapin number. So find out what that, you can book to the incident number. They're flagged as emergency codes and we can claim back on them. So if you do have any 300s, just talk to your six, raise it if you see it. That'll be more on, they seem to notice when on the Metro South roster that job that Sam went out to and then Munchie went out to was a 300. And there's another, I reckon, like venue, like you said, the 300 you copied in. Just a couple of random ones, so just be aware. We're not allowed to book to them with the ring fencing and other stuff. Metro South roster, just an update. So there's a lot of confusion around this. So your regular scheduled RDO is moved from the normal Monday to the Friday. So if you're on the Metro South roster, if you're replaced, if you're current, you don't get a Monday RDO. You come in and you work. The RDO will move to Friday unless approved by CAM for whatever reason. Your shift and availability starts on 3 p.m. Friday, so to be at the depot, that's changing from Ferryden Park and St Mary's depending on what crew's on. So again, ask the question, and you're required to attend the depot on a Monday after the weekend at its normal RDO, so that's again, so you work the RDO when everyone else is off. Everyone happy with that? We've just had a lot of confusion, a lot of different stuff's been organised. That's it. You guys have anything you want to talk about? Beautiful.